Dear learners, today we are going to learn about theories of dissolution. On completion of this lecture, you will be able to differentiate between solubility and dissolution and will be able to explain theories of dissolution. Now first of all we will see what is the difference between solubility and dissolution. Solubility is the capacity of a solute to dissolve in a pure solvent. This means the maximum amount of solute that the pure solvent can hold in a solution at specified environmental condition. While dissolution is defined as the process. It is a process by which solid substances enters in solvent to yield a solution. So dissolution is a process in which a solid substance solubilizes in a given solvent. Here there will be a mass transfer from solid surface to liquid phase. Now when solid dosage form is taken orally, what happens? It undergoes disintegration. I am talking with respect to tablet. It undergoes disintegration and it will form granules or aggregates. These granules or aggregates undergo deaggregation to form fine particles, and there will be a release of drug, and drug will be in the solution which is available at absorption site. Now drug which is there in the form of solution or present in the solution, when it is passes the GI barrier, so it will be absorbed and it will be available in systemic circulation, that is in blood. Means for absorption, this dissolution process is very important. Theories of dissolution. There are three main theories of dissolution. First is diffusion layer model, number 2 Danckwerts model, and number 3 interfacial barrier model. Now what is diffusion layer model? It is a simplest theory of dissolution and very common theory of dissolution. It is a two-step process where there is a formation of stagnant film and this step is very rapid, and this film is formed at solid liquid interface, and once the stagnant film is formed, the drug will diffuse from stagnant layer to the bulk of solution. The second step, that is diffusion of soluble solute from stagnant layer to bulk of the solution, is very slow step. Now these two steps we will understand diagrammatically. This is solid drug particle, and this layer is formation of stagnant layer at solid liquid interface, and once this stagnant layer is formed, the drug will diffuse from this stagnant film or layer to the bulk of the solution. So what is H? H here will be the thickness of film, and Cs will be the concentration of your drug in the stagnant film, and Cb will be the concentration of drug or solute in the bulk of the solution. Now this can be explained by Noyes-Whitney equation, where dC by dt is equal to K into Cs minus Cb. What is dC by dt? It is dissolution rate of the drug. K is dissolution rate constant. CS, as I said, concentration of drug in the stagnant layer, and CB is the concentration of drug in the bulk of the solution at time t. Now, Nernst and Brunner incorporated Fick's first law of diffusion and modified Noyes-Whitney equation to dC by dt is equal to D into A into K WO into bracket Cs minus Cb upon VH. Now dC by dt is dissolution rate of the drug, D is the diffusion coefficient of the drug, A is surface area of dissolving solid, K WO, that is a water oil partition coefficient of the drug, so or simply you can say partition coefficient of the drug, V is the volume of dissolution medium, H is the thickness of stagnant layer, and Cs minus Cb is equal to concentration gradient for diffusion of drugs. Now we will see the influence of each parameter on the dissolution. Influence of these all parameters on dissolution. So diffusion coefficient D. Now D, the value of D, if it is greater, faster will be the dissolution rate because D is proportional to dissolution rate. Surface area of solid A, greater the surface area, faster will be the dissolution rate. Partition coefficient, higher the partition coefficient, faster will be the dissolution rate. Concentration gradient, it is also directly proportional, so greater the concentration difference, the faster will be the dissolution rate. H, thickness of stagnant layer, is inversely proportional. So as the thickness of stagnant layer is more, lesser will be the diffusion and less will be the dissolution rate. Now, if we understand this equation in vitro, in vivo, now in vitro, the equation follows first order kinetics and it depends on concentration gradient. Means this equation in vitro, it follows first order kinetics and it depends on this concentration gradient and no sink condition is maintained. So in vitro there will not be any sink condition, while in vivo drug is absorbed as soon as it dissolves. So when the drug is taken internally, we know that as it dissolved, it is readily available for absorption. So Cb, that is concentration in bulk, will be 0. So no concentration buildup and sink condition is always maintained. If volume and surface area of solid is kept constant, we can write above equation as dC by dt is equal to K, where this K includes all constant. And dissolution rate follows zero order kinetics because Cb is equal to 0 and it is there is a sink condition. So in vitro it will follow first order kinetics, and in vivo as the Cb is equal to 0 and sink condition is maintained, it will follow zero order kinetics. Now next theory, that is Danckwert's model or Danckwert's theory. As per Danckwert's model, there is a turbulence which exists at solid liquid interface. Agitated fluid consisting of macroscopic mass of eddies reach the solid liquid interface due to eddy current. They absorb solute by diffusion and carry it to the bulk of the solution. So what it says, this theory or model says, the agitated fluid, it is made up of macroscopic mass of eddies. So when a fluid or your dissolution medium which is agitated, it reaches the solid liquid interface, due to eddy current it absorb what it will do, it will absorb the solute by diffusion and it will carry it to bulk of the solution. Solute containing packets are continuously replaced by new packets of fresh solvent. As the fluid is agitated, the agitated fluid will go to the surface. It will take solute from the surface and it will the solute will be now transferred to the bulk of the solution, and again new packet will reach or to the surface of solid and liquid or interface of solid and liquid. So solute containing packets are continuously replaced by new packets of fresh solvent. The solvent packets are exposed to new solid surface each time. Therefore, the theory is called as surface renewal theory, and it can be explained by the equation dc by dt is equal to dm upon dt is equal to A into Cs minus Cb into under root gamma into D, where m is mass of solid dissolved and gamma is rate of surface renewal. Now we will understand this entire model by this diagram. You can see this is dissolving solid. Now this is your fresh solvent or fresh packet of solvent which is approaching this interface. This is interface. This is solid and this is liquid. So this is interface. So it is reaching the interface. It will take some solute, so it will become like this. So this is what this line packet is, packet of solvent saturated with drug leaving the interface, and once they are leaving the interface, what this packet of solvent saturated with drug, it will transfer the drug to the bulk. It will transfer the drug to the bulk. So at interface Ci will be less than Cs. Now what is Ci? Ci is concentration at interface and Cs is concentration at solid, or you can say at a stagnant layer. And in case of bulk of the solution, what will be the situation in bulk? Cb will be less than Ci, means concentration of your drug will be very less in bulk as compared to interface, as compared to concentration at interface. Now last model, that is interfacial barrier model. It is also known as double barrier or limited solvation theory. According to interfacial barrier model, an intermediate concentration can exist at the interface as a result of solvation mechanism. So what it is telling, that an intermediate concentration can exist at the interface as a result of solvation, and it is a function of solubility rather than diffusion. When considering the dissolution of a crystal, each phase of crystal will have a different interfacial barrier. The equation will be G is equal to Ki into Cs minus Cb, where G is dissolution rate per unit area, and Ki is effective interfacial transport constant. These are the references. Thank you for patiently listening. Have a good day.